Good morning. So I'm doing some acrylic painting in my art journal today. I'm starting with golden fluid acrylics. This is carbon black. And I'm just sketching in some quick flowers. I'm not being real precise. I'm using a script liner brush. And I'm just dropping in some flowers and I'm going to put in some leaves. And then later I'll be going in with some colors around. I could have done the colors in the background first, but I chose to just start with the flowers because I just kind of was making this up as I go. So the opposing picture that you can see past the green tape is the next page in my art journal, one I did a couple weeks ago in mixed media, and that one is collage style, so there is paper underneath. This one I'm just right on the journal page. This is one of the Dilutions journals. I bought it quite a while ago and did a bunch of dilutions in it. Now I've been doing acrylics in it, and I just am keeping it fun and loose in this book. This is solely for me, and today is just for recording something fun. As you can see, I'm still laying in some flowers. So I apologize that there's kind of this fan noise running in the background. I didn't realize it, but it's picking up the heater in my studio that I'm running because it's a chilly, cool day, Minnesota fall day, and it was even snowing a little bit today. And it's quite cold, and so my studio is very chilly. So here I am switching over to a round brush, and I'm using a brush that's for acrylics, so the bristles are quite stiff. And this is a American Painter brush that Michaels used to carry. I think they no longer carry them, but I have a lot of them because I really liked them at the time. And round brushes are great for dropping in these leaf shapes. So that's what I'm doing here. Applying some black, which I think will look good in the end result. Right now it seems a little much, but I think once we get into the other colors in this painting, it's going to work out good. Now I begin to block in the background, and I'm using a couple different acrylic paints, but they are the golden fluids. I'm using Nephthol Red Light, I'm using Pyro Orange, using Titanium White, and eventually I'll add in some acrylic, just the fine touch. It's kind of some cheaper acrylic paint from Hobby Lobby, and it's Ocean Green, which is one of my favorite colors. And you'll notice that some of these colors kind of go with the corresponding page that you can kind of see at the top of the screen there. Guess I just kind of wanted them to go together without really thinking about it. Alright, so I'm ready to color in the flowers, and I've chosen to do so with the Jane Davenport, I think they're called mermaid pens. They are a watercolor in a brush form in these pens, and mine, they're really hard to read because I've kept them in a bag and one leaked a little bit, and so they're hard to read, but they're really fun to play with.
Actually are the Jane
really
Davenport
enjoyed these
mixed
products
media
of Jane
mermaid
Davenport.
markers. That is what they're called.
I think they're called the mermaid markers or mermaid pens.
JaneDavenport.com.
And they're a lot of fun to play with, and they have a really vivid color.
Back, so
they
I
soak
think they
into
still
the
carry
paper
them
very
there.
quickly, and they are watercolor. So I use those on all these flowers. So I'm coming in here with a white Signo broad uniball white pen. It's pigment ink. I'm doing some detail work, and it shows up at first whiter than it really initially ends up being. Depends on what you put this over. It kind of sinks into the watercolors, but you'll see when I do it over the paint that it actually kind of stays more vibrantly white. Then I come in with a Micron archival ink pen, and it's a 05. And I'm just adding in some details, some little doodads, some highlights. I decided to try some Copic markers here on top of this, and Copics usually work great on top of watercolors. They also usually work great over microns. However, I did notice that something was smearing, so I'm not sure. I'm thinking it was actually the acrylic paint that started to smear with the Copics, because acrylics are water-based and Copic markers are alcohol-based. I think that that's what was happening. So I do notice a little smearing here, and so I decided not to go much further with layering those on. I also show you here that they do bleed through, so I slip something underneath so that my next page isn't completely smeared on. And last but not least here, I want to remove the tape, and I do have a bit of trouble with this. I used washi tape, and while it protected my edge fairly well, and I wasn't real worried because this is just a page in my acrylic, or in my art journal, not acrylic. This is acrylic, but in my art journal, I wasn't too worried, but I do realize that it actually removed some of my paper surface, so maybe that wasn't the best tape to use. Overall, I'm fairly happy with this project. It was a very quick one, and so I hope you like it, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and maybe learned something as I did today. Thanks for watching!